Good morning, YouTube. Matt M. Roy back once again. There we go. It's a little bit better there. Hope everybody's having a great morning this morning. Oh, man, what a nice day. Well, at least it started out that way. When I first got up this morning around 4, I didn't sleep that well last night. You could tell it was cool and it was clear outside. I actually went and looked outside, saw a couple of deer, and then actually saw the full moon. Got up, kind of did a few exercises, ate breakfast around 6, and then when I walked outside, so I heard something rustling around near the bushes out there, and I looked outside, and there were 2 deer. That's right, 2 deer. Couldn't tell if they were bucks or does. Around here, it's hard to tell because deer are about the same size as a dog. In our area, deer are very small. So came back inside, and unfortunately now it's sitting almost at 8:30. It's starting to rain. So looks like we're going to have some rain today, folks. I'm actually watching another live stream right now, Eric Brunhammer said. Yeah, that's okay. Multitask, that's always important. Man, I tell you, I really wish I could get this lighting situation straight here. There we go. Yeah, better than it was. So what is everybody up to this morning? I don't know how many people we're going to wind up getting here, but I thought we'd go ahead and give it a try. I do have some big news. Most of you know that I did my 3-day liquid fast. Well, I was supposed to do 5 days, but that never happened. I don't think it was ever going to happen. It just was too overambitious on my part. But I got on the scale this morning, and I did reach my 200-pound goal. I was hoping to see 199. Officially, I might be there on some scales, but my scale had me right at 200 pounds. So that is awesome. Goal, set, match, and obliterated. So that is it, folks. Right now, I'm going to focus on maintaining the weight versus losing weight because I really don't want to lose any more. According to almost every scale out there, I'm at a good weight. So I'm going to stay right where I am. Gotta have coffee to get me going in the morning, though. That's one thing I would love to give up. How many of you out there have a vice that you'd really like to give up? Mine has always been coffee. Always. Oh, it's just so good. Coffee with half and half and sugar. And I have replaced the granulated white sugar I used to use with coconut sugar. A lot healthier for you, but I can't do it black. I know a lot of people can drink coffee black. I can't. And I'm curious how many of you out there have had to get home haircuts. I actually had Dad do this yesterday. Yeah, I mean, all the hair cutting places are closed. That mop was driving me crazy. My hair had gotten to the point where it was growing over my ears. You can see I had them trim a little bit more over the ear like that because my hair tends to grow over my ears and just totally drives me crazy. But feels good. When I'm outside now, I can feel the wind wisping through my hair. Oh, it just feels so good to have a fresh haircut. And he did a good job. I really have to give him kudos for that. He really did a good job on this haircut. Oh, Eric, if you're still here, I may have to hit you up in the near future. I need to get another laptop. I actually sold the laptop, my personal laptop, a few days ago, and I know from your latest videos that you got a new one. So I was wondering if you were maybe interested in selling your old system, because I know what your old system was, and that would be ideal for me. So let me know if you're interested in selling that. Maybe we can make a deal out there, and I'll just have you ship it down to me. I'll of course pay for the shipping, but I definitely need to get a laptop. I really didn't want to sell the one that I had, but it was like one of those emergency deals where one of my clients really needed it for a project, and I really wasn't using it at the time. So I'm like, you know what? I better just let it go. And that's one thing I've had issues with in the past is letting things go. I'm the hoarder. That comes from my grandfather on my mother's side. We like to keep anything and everything. We don't like to sell things. We don't like to throw things out. And I'm doing my best to overcome that tendency. I'm not always successful, folks. I'm going to be honest with you. There is a lot of stuff in that closet behind there in the storage area that will prove my hoarding is not really under control, not like I'd like it to be. But that being said, I've done a lot better over the years. Hey, Milo. Good kitty. Got Milo on the bed right now. I only got 2 people here. I'm surprised. I thought this would actually be a good time to do a live stream. Hey, you know what? Maybe that's good. Maybe everybody's back to work now. I doubt it, but I'm hopeful at least. A lot of 10 keyboards. Ooh. That's another issue I've been having lately is getting product, and now I'm running low on keyboards, and I'm about to run low on mice too, so I'm gonna have to look for another stock of those. And it's ridiculous to try to buy them on eBay because it costs so much. You know, I can get keyboards and mice generally for $2 to $3 a piece at the thrift stores or the secondhand shops, but on eBay, let me just give you an example. 5 keyboards will set you back like $50. I can't afford to pay that because that'll eat too much into my profits. Mr. Jimmy is here. Hey, Mr. Jimmy, hope you're doing well, staying safe out there. 12:35 a.m. there. Ooh, don't stay up too late on my account, please. I know what a good night's sleep means to us nowadays. I know I didn't get one last night. And, you know, it all evens out because, like, the last 3 days, I've been sleeping like 12 hours a night. So I'm pretty sure that's why I didn't sleep well last night. And it wasn't for lack of trying. I mean, I had a couple Tylenol PMs. I took my melatonin, and it's just, I guess my body just didn't need that sleep. I don't know if you can hear it or not, but the birds are really chirping out there. Do you guys hear it? Yeah, the wind's up too. The wind's really rustling back there. So I wanted this to be a coffee morning, and a coffee morning is like in any business where you sit down at a table and you drink coffee and you spitball different ideas back and forth. And you know, in this case, it doesn't have to be necessarily an idea. Just let me know what you're doing. Let me know, you know, what your hopes are, what your plans are for after all this mess is said and done with. I know that I have quite a few fires in the furnace right now that I'm actively working on, but a lot of that's been put on hold for obvious reasons. Yeah, it's not bad. New and used. Looking at a lot of 25 keyboards, which I can get on eBay now. Free shipping. Yep, free shipping from Georgia for $127.46. It makes it about $5 a keyboard. Might be the best that I'm going to be able to get right now. And that's one thing that's really a shame is parts. Computer components, accessories, keyboards, mice are all at a premium right now. I mean, heck, I can't even buy a monitor from Best Buy or Office Max, Office Depot. They just don't have them in stock. The only reason I can think of for that is that the trucks that are coming to restock those stores, they're probably restocking the stuff that's going to sell quickly. So smaller items like in Office Max's case, probably office supplies, paper, pens, maybe paper clips, things that supply an office, and they're not necessarily focusing so much on the computer peripherals and accessories right now. And another thing you have to remember is a lot of the companies that make these items are overseas, and they either are shut down totally, or if they're open, they're making the product, but they were shut down for so long, it's going to take a while for that to kind of weed its way through the ports, through customs, and then get back onto the store shelves. So it's going to take some time, folks, but I'm really hopeful we're going to get back to some resemblance of normalcy in the very near future. Until then, let's keep and try to stay sane, maybe stay together. It was funny. Yesterday, the three of us, Mom, Dad, and I, we were really getting on each other's nerves. We were working. If you haven't seen the vlog yet, we were hanging up new shades in the living room. And I could tell immediately that it wasn't going to go well because Dad wasn't feeling well. He was kind of tired. I guess he was achy. And no, not because of the situation, not because of that. But anyway, we were hanging the shades up. We were, I was doing most of the work, just basically taking old brackets down, taking the valances over the windows down. And we were just getting very snipey at each other. And when it all was said and done, I was laying in bed last night and I realized I think the reason that we're doing that is because we're all on edge. We enjoy spending time together as a family. We do. We really do. But there's a limit to how much you can take of each other. And I think that's the way in all families, not just the nuclear family, mother, father, son in my case, but husband, wife, partner. It all becomes too much because you have to have that fine line between spending quality time and then overspending time together. That's why they call it quality time. And that's why it's nice to be able to go out and work outside of the house, because it actually kind of gives you a break from all the stressors at home. Of course, when you're on a job, you have other stressors. Let's be perfectly honest. Morning, Matt. Nice and trim, 86. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Those words are what keep me going, honestly. There are times that I do feel like overeating, and I probably will a little bit today because I need to rebuild my my strength up. But I really think I'm going to be able to hold out at around 200 pounds. I don't think that's going to be a problem for me, and that's really where I'm going to be happy at. Honestly, I like the way I look, and yeah, I'm going to leave it there. Stephen Simon, morning, Matt. Morning, Stephen. Hope you're doing well this morning. Just relisting, or actually renewing some of my posts on Facebook Marketplace. That's another thing. While I'm waiting for you guys to comment, that's another thing that you can actually be doing now actively. It's important to try to keep your finances in check. I mean, a lot of us now are not working, we're furloughed, we're at home, we feel like we don't have anything to do. Well, guess what? This is the perfect time to clean out those closets, clean out the attics, the basements, the crawl spaces, and list that stuff for sale. I mean, there are so many platforms out there. Facebook Marketplace around here is the best one, honestly. I get the most business out of that, but you have things like Craigslist here, Kijiji in Canada, Gumtree in the UK, and then you have the ones on your phone like Let Go, OfferUp, all of these different apps. You can list stuff for sale and you can make money on the side. And you could listen to Dave Ramsey rant about this all the time. I mean, he talks about, he makes me laugh. He talks about how you sell everything that the kids think that we're dirt poor, and we probably are at that point. But I know I butchered the way he says it, but basically the idea being clean out those attics, clean out those basements, the crawl spaces, whatever you can. And chances are the stuff you have in there, you're not even going to be using anymore anyway. Here in New Zealand, Facebook Marketplace is kind of dead. Well, that's why you have to find out what's good for your area. And it's funny because even up in New York, it's different from here in Virginia. Like when I was selling computers up there, I found that Let Go was better than Offer Up. And down here, it's the polar opposite. Offer Up is better than Let Go. So you have to find what works best for your area. Lisa Thane, on my way to work, and she sent a heart. Oh, thank you, Aunt Lisa. Wow, this is like the third one you've come to. That's awesome. I hope you're staying safe out there. I know, and it's a blessing. Anybody out there that still has their job now, count your blessings because a lot of us are really struggling at the moment. Oh, let's see. I'm going to think on that eBay listing. It's honestly more than I would normally pay for keyboards, but if I have to, I have to. So we got 9 people here right now. What are some of the things you know what are some of the things everybody's doing now to just try to stay sane, to try to weather this storm, this situation, whatever you want to call it? I'm curious because the things I'm doing are probably totally different from the things that you're doing. I mean, I'm trying to stay busy. I bike ride, I walk, I work on the computers because I can do that at home. But I'm sure there's other things that people out there are doing. Let me know. I'm honestly curious. I'd like to see what everybody else is doing too. Oh, that's good coffee. Yeah, I probably shouldn't do that. I mean, that's pretty loud, right? When I put the coffee down. If I really careful, I could probably put it right next to me and I won't spill it. Hired Gun, start doing stop motion animation again, and I'm writing new songs. Awesome. Creativity. That is totally awesome. I love stop motion animation when it's done right. One of my favorite ones of all time are the Wallace and Gromit cartoons and Flushed Away, which were all done by the same studio. And forgive me, I can't remember the name of it, but it was all done very, very well. And early on, I know like in the 50s, 60s, and into the 70s, a lot of people were able to do stop motion because those old 8mm Super 8 cameras or camcorders, it was very easy to take one frame at a time. And you were able to do that at home. I know people that actually made their own stop motion cartoons by doing that. It was always really cool. I am not necessarily an artistic person like that. I think my strength in life is just making people laugh and kind of projecting positivity. But I never was very artistic. Like I couldn't draw to save my life. If you saw one of the projects I turned in for art class when I was in middle school, it was basically a family of stick figures, and that was it. We all have our strengths. We all have our weaknesses. Thank you, Aunt Lisa. I appreciate that. Back in elementary school, yeah, a lot of stuff we take away from our school days, and I've noticed that. I know a lot of the things like that where my love of computers came from was when I was actually in preschool. I started with an Apple II and just moved up from there. And I always wanted to own an Apple II, but never found one that I could afford. To be honest, not much has changed. Still working. I'm investing in more extensive gardening. Oh, okay. Okay. Got to have food. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, most definitely. I know a lot of people now that are starting to garden. It's starting to become more of a necessity the longer this goes on. Nick Roberts got a free trashed laptop, broken hard drive, shell is cracked. Keyboard was liquid damaged and turned it into an all-in-one PC. Yeah, a lot of people I know have done that. You can disconnect the keyboard. The only thing I would say is if you're using it as a desktop replacement, make sure you have a good chill pad because they do tend to overheat over time. I mean, you can replace the thermal paste if you want to, but it's easier, in my opinion, just to get a chill pad. That usually works almost as well. Ooh, excuse me. Going back to solid foods after 3 days gives you a little bit of indigestion, let's say. I really got to watch the coffee, but I'm telling you, I'm a coffee addict. Though, oddly enough, there were a few days over the past year that I had to give up coffee for like maybe 2 or 3 days for one reason or another, and I didn't have any withdrawal symptoms. So I'm guessing I either don't drink enough coffee for it to make a difference, or I just don't. I'm just not affected by caffeine. One or the other. I'm not sure. You guys are trying to message me here. Somebody is. Oh, text message. Hang on. Oh, wow. All right, let me share this because this is from a friend of mine that works in the medical industry, or I'm not exactly sure what he does, but anyway, something to think about. Focus on China's recovery rate compared to the rest of the world by the numbers of the situation. Stats: world recovered 24%, fatality rate 6%. China recovered 93%, fatality rate 4%. US recovered 7%, fatality rate 4%. Canada 24% recovered and 3% fatality rate. I wonder why the US one is so low all over. Maybe because it was just starting here, but it was very interesting. So going by those numbers, I gotta do the math here. It's about a 4% fatality rate if you go by what China was reporting, but I don't like to speculate because it literally is different for every single country. I'm noticing that on the news like every day. So I just thought I'd share that with you. Not to depress anybody, but I know somebody out there was probably interested in hearing that. Diet I'm on is low carb, low carb ish. I got a migraine and ate 2 pieces of toast and it disappeared. That's why you have to listen to your body. Very, very true. That's why I couldn't do the 5 days. I couldn't do it. And my body was telling me it needed food. That's right. It does. A lot of factors play into this. All right, Aunt Lisa, enjoy your day at work. I know you always do anyway. But anyway, it does. The testing rate, and it's not just the testing rate, it's the quality of those tests that make a big difference too. But I'm not an expert. I'm not a medical expert, so I can't really attest to any quality or not quality tests that are out there. But all right, I think I'm going to end it here because I don't really see too many other people joining right now. Might try to do another one of these a little bit later on this afternoon. I just figured nothing else better to do right now, so maybe spread a little bit of the sunshine. So please continue to like and subscribe. And as always, have a blessed day, everybody.